What is up, my fellow FIFA 17 players? In this first episode of the series, I will introduce you to the custom tactics and player instructions of 3 of the top FIFA 17 players in the world. This will hopefully help players of all abilities, from beginner to intermediate, advanced players, to find the right formation and right balance and custom tactics to benefit, or I guess improve your fortes and hopefully get you closer to that elusive 40-0 record in FUT Champions. Unlike some other FIFA YouTubers who provide you with either custom tactics or formation or play instructions that provide you with no context really of how it works or why it's effective. So the whole point of this series is to basically provide you with an in-depth analysis of how these formations and tactics function effectively, and also to show you through examples and through videos and through illustrations how to get the best of these tactics. So in this video I'm going to be looking at 3 of the best FIFA players at the minute by their FUT Champions reign, as you can see on the screen. Number 1, Didi Crislito. Number 2, Bruma or Il Bruma. And number 7, Epilson Gorilla, aka Huge Gorilla, pro FIFA YouTuber, gamer, top guy. Anyways, so without further ado, let's get started. First we'll be looking at Huge Gorilla, and yeah, basically he plays a 4-1-2-1-2, which you're going to realise is quite a common theme throughout these videos. A lot of the top players need to use this. But yeah, here we can see we're starting with 4-3-2-1. Basically he does this for chemistry reasons, and in game he's going to switch formations, but basically this formation is pretty good for using hybrids. Yeah, so let's switch formations and start off. Okay, so we have a 4-1-2-1-2. You can see narrow central midfielders, so width is normally a problem. So yeah, we're going to start off with the custom tactics. Yep, so with the speed, we're going to start with 75 here, and passing is going to be 55. Basically, the speed is essentially what I believe is kind of the how quickly your players get forward to receive a pass. So very quick attacking essentially, and the passing is going to be the directness of your pass. So, you know, a low number is going to be a short pass, and a very high number is going to be mainly long passes. And here we have positioning organized, so going to be having their players in set positions, i.e. so while we're building up in the first 70% before you get to the opponent's box, all the players are going to try and stick to their position without roaming too much. So with chance creation, we're going to have passing at 60, and crossing at 40, and shooting at 55. Basically, if you check out one of Huge Gorilla's other videos, he basically says that crossing and shooting are kind of assigned wrong. So, i.e., 40 crossing here is actually going to be 55 shooting, and 55 shooting is going to be 40 crossing. So just bear that in mind. The other thing I'd say is for chance creation 60, that value is kind of a bit more than medium. Essentially, it tells you how many through passes your players are going to be attempting or making a run for those passes. So, i.e., the passing gets a lot riskier as you increase the slider. So, positioning here, we're going to have it on free roam. Essentially, this means in the final third that our players are just going to have license to kind of roam from their positions, which can be better actually at sometimes because in their formation they're less rigid, so they're more likely to take interesting lines to kind of break the defense. So I think free roam is good. Anyway, moving on to the defense. For the defense, we're going to see that our pressure is, you know, about medium 47. Aggression a little bit more at 50, and team width at 54. Yeah, the team width here is going to be quite important just because we have such a narrow formation, so we kind of want to give ourselves enough angles to score goals. And for the defender line, we're going to see this going to be kind of common throughout all the formations and custom tactics that we have cover. Basically, offside trap is just way too risky in this game, so it's better to just have cover. Also, the other thing I want to say about pressure in this game, having high pressure can be good at times, but a lot of the times it can leave big holes in your between your midfield and defense, and especially on the counter attack, that can lead to a lot of problems. So, I mean, mainly you find people using lower pressure, but we will see a gamer who actually uses quite high pressure to a lot of success actually. So, yeah. All right, moving on to the play instructions now. Okay, so we're going to start with our strikers, and what we have here is basically the width stays balanced. With the attacking runs, we're going to have getting behind, and yeah, this for both strikers. And also press back line is important. Yeah, so we have this for both strikers. And yeah, moving on to the cam now. All we have basically is stay forward, and that's all. With the CMs and arrow CMs on left and right, we don't do anything to them. So our CDM, we have a man mark and stay back while attacking. Our centre backs we leave how they are, and our full backs we have one stay back while attacking for both of them. So yeah, I'm just doing it just for demonstration's sake. So here I'm going to give you an example of basically as of this weekend what teams these guys used to get the results that they did. And here we have a huge Gorillas team. You can see there's players missing. This is because I'm just not an expert, so I can't get the legends, but I'm still going to explain it for you. Yeah, so left forward here, well obviously we're going to change formations in game, but this is what he has here just for, you know, just for the proof. Ronaldo at left wing, Griezmann at striker, George Best at right wing. We have Pogba on the right side of midfield. In the middle we have Vieira. On the left we have Ruud Gullit. Left back we have the left back from PSG, Couraza, I think it's pronounced. Left centre back we have Laurent Blanc. Right centre back Chris Smalling, who everybody has this year because he's just so OP. And another one, Kyle Walker. When we switch to the 4-1-2-1-2, we have Ronaldo on the right and Griezmann on the left, and this basically could be a common theme throughout these videos. A lot of the pro players, or the best players at the minute, use a left-footed player on the left and a right-footed player on the right. Yeah, so we have these two up front. At cam, he uses George Best, right central midfield Pogba, left central midfield Ruud Gullit, CDM Vieira, and as we are here with Blanc at CB. Okay, moving on now, we're going to look at Bruma's formation and tactics and instructions. And like Huge Gorilla, he also used a 4-1-2-1-2, but his tactics are quite different. So we're going to have a look at them now. Okay, so speed compared to Gorilla, who already has quite high speed, he increases it to 90, which is incredibly fast. So quite risky gameplay, but his actual play is very good. So I'd recommend go checking his gameplay out if you have the time. His passing's on 25, which is short passing but quick and incisive passing. Positioning is organised. On chance creation, he leaves it at 55. Crossing 55 and shooting 55. Yeah, like I said before, with crossing and shooting, they're opposites, but here it doesn't really matter. But yeah, the difference between Gorilla and him here is that on positioning he has organised. So in the final third, the players stick to their positions, and in further videos in the series, we're going to be looking at how these variations work and actually what's more effective for your playstyle or your skills. Okay, so in defense, what we have is quite aggressive aggression and pressure, which is in contrast with a lot of the other pro gamers and top FIFA players at the minute. Because he has 70, which is you'd imagine leaves a lot of holes, but he uses it to its maximum basically. His aggression is 60. So again, quite aggressive, but not overly aggressive. And team width, he has at 40, so he plays quite narrow. And again, we have cover. Alright, moving on to the play instructions now. And we're basically going to find that they're quite similar to Gorillas with the front line. We are going to have get in behind for the forwards and press back line again. The cam is going to be a little bit different to get to it, because he has stay forward like before. However, the difference is that he has free roam, which basically allows his cam to kind of look for the best spaces to attack and score goals. But the reason why this may work, and we'll be seeing in future videos, is that he's unlike Gorillas, who has no instructions for his left and right centre mids. He has them on stay back while attacking, so he kind of leaves his cam with a bit more space and protection behind him. But it doesn't mean they don't get forward, because they still do. With his CDM, he has it on stay back, but without the man mark, so just as it is. And once again, nothing for the centre backs, and the full backs are on stay back while attacking. On to the team that he used this prior weekend league. So he starts in a 4-3-3-2, again for chemistry reasons. He has Ronaldo, in-form Ronaldo. Here we have second in form, but in his actual game, he's his first in form. Not much difference, still OP. Ronaldo in form up front, Bale on the wing, Hazard, Benzema's at central midfield just for the chemistry. We have Pogba at CDM, which will change when he switches formation. Kante, Boateng, Alaba, Smalling and Walker. So yeah, there we go. Let's switch to the 4-1-2-1-2. And now we have Ronaldo up front. With Bale again, you can see left foot on the left, right foot on the right. Hazard as a cam. We substitute in, we can see there, Vidal on the bench for Benzema. Pogba moves to left central midfield. Kante's at CDM, another player who's ridiculously OP, and the backline stays exactly the same. And last but not least, the man of the hour, number one himself, Chriso. And yeah, actually this is a change with the prior two, which we've seen a 4-1-2-1-2. This guy actually uses a 4-3-2-1. So yeah, let's get into his custom tactics. So with his speed, once again, like we've seen as a common theme, which is emerges as a common theme, I should say, in this video. High speed at 80. His passing is at 70, which is quite interesting because he's using quite direct passing. He has positioning on organised. But the really interesting thing here is that we're going to see how his speed and passing, complements his chance creation and defense. Where just from a initial glance, I'd say he'd be playing in this, stereotypical Leicester way: quick, incisive getaways, counterattacks to score goals. But yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Moving on, with chance creation, passing is going to be at 70. His shooting, which is actually his crossing, which is actually shooting, is going to be at 30, and his shooting, which is crossing, is going to be at 65. And yeah, with positioning here, like we've seen for the last formation and tactics, his position's unorganized. So while in theory you might think that free roam, players have more freedom to get forward and find spaces and score goals, actually organised can be just as effective or even more effective in the right setup. Okay, in defence we have pressure at 48, aggression at 42, and team width at 42. Once again, we can see that he's not very aggressive. He doesn't put a lot of pressure, and it's quite narrow. Again, you can see he soaks up pressure and can obviously break very, very quickly and expose all the holes in the opponent's defense. Okay, moving on to his play instructions now, which are actually quite basic and simple. So what he uses is for the forwards, he has them all on getting behind. So yeah, the left forward, right forward, and centre forward are all on getting behind with no other instructions. And then for his central midfielder, the middle one, he has on stay back while attacking. And for his fullbacks, he has stay back also. So on to his most recent team. Yeah, so we can see up top straight away that there's no chemistry on Royce and Ronaldo. That's because he used players this weekend which did have chemistry and subbed them in game. We can see basically there was the free nationality requirement, so we'll have to see for next week what he does, whether he alters his team at all, or because we can see here Carl Walker's at left back. I'm not sure if he'd do that if he had the free choice of any players. But anyways, Ronaldo's up top, Royce on the right wing, Hazard on the left wing, Kevin De Bruyne and Pogba on the sides of the midfield, which is quite interesting as they both have high medium work rates, which lead me to believe that they're going to be supporting quite a bit. While having Kante in the middle with the playing structure of stay back, so I guess he's just holding, so actually it becomes less of a flat midfield and more of a holding plus 2 offensive. And at the centre back he has once again Smalling, who if you don't have him by now, go and get him because he's ridiculous. Lloris in goal, inform Lloris actually, who is amazing, and inform Alderweireld, who's also solid and has actually his best attributes are probably his passing stats, so he can actually build from the back quite well. Carl Walker and Nathaniel Klein again, fast players, relatively strong players, so they're really good in pretty much any formation. So that concludes the first episode of this series. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments. In the next videos, I guess we're going to be looking at more gameplay, so really breaking down some of these players' gameplay and finding out what will work for you in game and what doesn't work, and how you can kind of adapt your custom tactics or formation to improve based off some of the analysis from in game. I would also do other players, but yeah, I'll start with this. If you want to see other players' tactics first, just let me know. If not, I'll get into the analysis. Yeah, so, if you've enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you at the next episode. Thanks for watching.